Welcome to Podnutz Daily for October 22nd, 2008, episode number 102. Very exciting tonight. The World Series is tonight. It's exciting because my team is playing in the World Series. Finally, the Phillies. Last time they were in the World Series was 1993, I think. And they lost. So, 93 or 94. I can't believe I don't know that, but I remember the games. I remember them losing. So that's exciting. I'm excited about that tonight. Just figured I'd share that with you. Go Phillies. Okay, let's talk about some computer stuff here. A new malware we found today. Let's see what it was called. I got a computer came in infected. We ran our normal cleanup procedure. Smith fraud fix. Then I like to run CCleaner and dial fix, and then run SuperAntiSpyware last. And SuperAntiSpyware could not get the updates because the computer would not let us get the updates for SuperAntiSpyware. It was preventing us. So what did we do? We ran SuperAntiSpyware. It did not get rid of this piece of malware. And I got to pull up the name. I didn't write it down. Oh, there it is. Actually, I did write it down. It was a PC. It's called PC Protection Center 2008. You're going to get a pop-up on down by your taskbar saying you're infected. You need to get security protection or whatever, and you click on it. It will take you to a website for PC Protection Center 2008. It's a totally bogus site. It's malware. And what we did was we had to Google the solution to that because SuperAntiSpyware did not get that problem resolved. And that was like one of the first things that SuperAntiSpyware didn't get from me. So we went on to Google and checked it out, and my dad found it. That Mawarebytes, which you guys have been recommending to me, I haven't used yet, was what you needed to use to get rid of the PC Protection Center 2008. We ran it. It did, in fact, work. It worked like a charm. After we ran that, we were then able to get the updates for SuperAntiSpyware, so we ran that for good measure, and that found even more stuff. So between the two programs, I don't even know I'm wearing these. Between the two programs, totally handled. So thank you guys for the suggestion on Malwarebytes and good investigation skills by my dad actually to find out that too. I had a computer the other day. I wanted to install up to Service Pack 3. It had an old school Windows installation. I'm talking even before Service Pack 1. Now, I found this out. You cannot install Service Pack 3 on a system that does not even have Service Pack 1 installed. So you have to install Service Pack 2, and then you can install Service Pack 3 on top of that. So let me say it again. Because I never found a release for Service Pack 1 singly anymore. You just have to get it in coordination with Service Pack 2. But this computer had none. It didn't even have Service Pack 1. So it was running XP, by the way, not Vista. So to upgrade to Service Pack 3, we had to install Service Pack 2, which has Service Pack 1 installed. Then we were able to update to Service Pack 3. Another tip here. Girl came in with a MacBook today. She spilled soda on her MacBook, and the keyboard, all the keys are sticky now. Now, she's very very, 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 very lucky she didn't fry her motherboard because she spilled soda on this thing, maybe dried it out for a couple hours, then kept using it. And lucky for her, the soda did not spill into the motherboard. Otherwise, it would have been fried. I even recommended, you should really stop using this until I replace the keyboard, please. Because you don't know if there's still moisture in there. There could be some corrosion forming. But she says she has her finals and she has to use it, so she's taking the chance. Anyway, the tip I wanted to give you was, if you're replacing a keyboard on a MacBook, you don't have to buy. The way the MacBook is set up, it's an entire the entire top panel has a keyboard kind of installed because it has those offset keys in it. So you would think you have to replace that whole top panel, which includes the touchpad and the top panel and the power button. You don't. If you go on eBay and just do a search for a MacBook keyboard, you could just take the keyboard and replace the keyboard part and save like half the price. Instead of spending $70 for the whole top with the touchpad, you just get the keyboard for like $20, $30, and that will do the job. So if you ever need to replace a keyboard on a MacBook, there you go. Had a guy come in a couple days ago, and we cleaned up his computer for him, nice and clean, gave it back to him. The next day, he brings it back in. He goes, we're like, what, it's not working? He's like, nope. He's like, you're not going to charge for this, are you? I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? He's like, it has viruses. We don't let anything leave the shop if they have viruses. So we're like, all right, well, was anybody using the computer like after you got it back? And he's like, well, my daughter used it once, but I'm sure she didn't do it. And I'm like, well, then look, I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to check it out. If your daughter might have went to some websites that got a virus from it. Now, we put AVG antivirus protection on the computers. This one had a Verizon Internet Security Suite, which I think apparently sucks because we kept that on there for him. We didn't even change the antivirus. We kept the Verizon stuff on, and he gets a virus the next day. So we took that off, and we did put AVG on. I ended up having to do a reinstall because the computer was just completely messed up. But the main thing I want to talk about here is, do you recharge a person again if they come in the next day with a virus? Well, you got to investigate, I think, a little bit and see what the internet history was in that past day. And so that's what I did. I don't have a real set way of doing it. I just looked at the cookies, and I found that on October 18th at 12:54 a.m., user visited a couple porn sites, and then it seemed like everything went to heck after that. So I had evidence of that. I took a screenshot just in case, and I called him up and I said, look, I have to charge you something for this. We put antivirus on there that we think will do the job. If you think the kids or whoever's using this computer is going to be all over the internet, then I recommend upgrading to a Norton or a McAfee and overprotecting your computer at the expense of speed. For most average users, AVG works perfectly fine. So I said, and we did find evidence that a site was gone to where a virus very well may have been downloaded, and he goes, okay. So I have a feeling it was him who went to the site. He didn't put up that big of a fight. Let's put it that way. So, if you have to, you got to do a little investigation. I mean, you're in the business to make some money so you can pay the rent and pay the bills, and you just can't keep doing repeat work if the customer is going to be, gallivanting all over the internet, so to speak. What else do we get? Now, the reason I couldn't fix that computer was it had, anti-malware 2008. What did it have? It was so bogged. Oh, here's what happened. I think the customer actually went back and tried to clean it up himself because there was like some vital system files missing. Plus, all of my documents folder was missing. So I think he tried to wipe out all traces, but I was able to see in the cookies. Because all temporary files were even missing. Everything was missing. But in the cookies, you could see the sites that were visited. So he missed the cookies. If he would have gotten the cookies, I would have had no proof. So what else do we have today? A couple things. I'll talk about them tomorrow. Got a lot of other stuff to play and read today. We have a voicemail here. Hang on one second. My chair was on my cord for my headphones. Okay, here is voicemail number 1 today.
Hi, Steve. This is Teddy from